Welcome back. The third video is on metal intoxications. Previous video at the end we mentioned waste electronic and electrical equipment, and e-waste, which contains lead, chromium, cadmium, and other metals. In fact, metal contaminations or pollution are all topics with arsenic, cadmium, chromium, lead, and mercury that we human beings have encountered them for centuries. Arsenic caused black foot diseases in farmers' hands, and medium other disease, also a very well-known large-scale intoxication of mercury with long-term neurotoxic effects, fetal effects recorded of well-known and studied in last century in Japan. Here, from the periodic table, elements are arranged according to their atomic weight and outer shell electrons. Same group in the list would have similar properties at their outer shell, and most essential elements are useful to our body function, highlighted with green square. The non-essential metals, as marked in red, are usually under the essential elements in the same group, as they have higher molecular weight, but the same structure and properties of the outer shell. There are also transition metals or elements with different valencies to absorb electrons. Here is the comparisons of essential elements and non-essential elements. Essential metals are what we need and required in health. Usually, we have homeostatic control like copper, cobalt, zinc, iodine, manganese, selenium, vanadium, chromium-3, molybdenum. However, in very high doses, we cannot handle them. As for the non-essential metals, they are not required. They are toxic and harmful as they interfere with the essential metals in the same group under the periodic table. For example, aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, lead, mercury, nickel, chromium-6, antimony, etc. Even low dose can kill or cause health problems. We shall discuss a few of them in the following slides. We only have time to go over several metal ions here, and you will study more in your toxicology and environmental health classes. Cadmium caused Itai disease or Oki disease in Japan. This disease is also known as cadmium rise disease. In this disease, low dietary calcium and cadmium induce calciuria or calcium in urine, and also bone deformation. Unfortunately, cadmium is still available from contaminated soil and get accumulated in rice from the root to the grain with transport proteins. Cadmium has the characteristic to stay in our body with a long half-life of 3 decades, causing renal dysfunction or even reproductive defects. It is also a lung cancer promoter. Cadmium stays in the environment, and we can get it easily from various food sources, such as oyster, mussels, and also cigarette smoking. Because of bone deformation in the patient with Itai disease, cadmium rise problem is still a major concern in many countries. For instance, a 2014 report from Greenpeace and Exeter University from UK showed that cadmium accumulation in rice in several provinces of China is still common. And because Chinese consume rice as a major diet, the environmental health concern there is alarming. Another metal of concern is lead, and many of you find this closer to you because Hong Kong has such problem of lead contamination of housing water supply. Local water supply is safeguarded by the Water Supply Department. You will visit the water treatment plants to learn more. Here, the concern is the water pipes in local housing estates. We used to have such problem in the gasoline, and after we control the lead levels in gasoline, the endogenous level of lead in local soil is still high. This lead in water of local home is really scary and controversial too. Citizens have a reason to be scared. Lead could replace iron, Fe2+, to bind to the red cells in our blood and cause brain damage. The drinking water levels of lead is set as 10 ppb from WHO's recommendation and 15 ppb in the United States. Because high blood lead levels may be related to low IQ scores and lower physical ability in children with high lead levels, the Center of Disease Control (CDC) in the US has clear guideline of 0.1 ppm in blood as a warning level. Chelation therapy with EDTA or a dithyroid drug called Saxima may be needed for treating the patients with high blood lead levels, but the brain or neural damages done could hardly be recovered. Lastly, we also need to cover mercury, which is still threatening us. Many mother disease is related to widespread methyl mercury contamination in food chains. Mother's milk got contaminated, and this is a toxic, neurotoxic compound. The half-life of mercury is shorter than cadmium, but methyl mercury has biomagnification effects. Despite mercury or methyl mercury is not any carcinogen, but it is highly neurotoxic. The mercury compounds are ubiquitous in the environment and could be trapped in bacteria, converted to methyl mercury, and pass the blood-brain barrier to hurt our neural system. Also, because of burning of coal or waste are making more than ever the mercury in the environment and our food chains. Mercury in food is a major health risk concern. This diagram shows the potential risk of mercury getting into the environment and our food chains like in fish, from biomagnification, and getting back to us easily worldwide. Potential risks to mother and infants should not be overlooked. If you are interested in learning more about toxicology and environmental health, you're also required to do so as our major students to take related courses to learn more about the toxic effects or risks of chemicals on Earth. Here are 2 MCQs similar to those in the online MCQ which we are required to finish. They are straightforward and aimed at testing your basic concept and knowledge. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.